Right. Now, yesterday I told you about the Chrome driver, the iDriver, right? There are many drivers in Selenium. Okay. You can go to the official website of Selenium, which is seleniumhq.org. You can go out here and under the download section, you will be seeing the link for Javadoc. Okay. You click on this Javadoc link and after clicking on this Javadoc link, you will get all classes. These are all the classes which are there inside Selenium API. Okay, these are all the classes inside the complete Selenium API. Okay, right. Now the thing is, uh, if you scroll down, if you scroll down, sorry, my throat is not good today. I'm sorry. You will see that there will be something known as WebDriver which is written out here. Okay, interface WebDriver. Fine. And I'll talk about it what interfaces are. Fine. These are the classes in Selenium interface, like in Selenium. So Chrome driver we talked about. Okay, we talked about iDriver. Then we talked about Firefox driver. Firefox driver we haven't talked about. Okay, right. So remote web driver, Safari driver. So for every browser there is a driver class. Okay, for every driver, for every uh, browser there is a driver class. Okay, so out here, um, if we talk about Firefox driver, right? What I'll be doing is that look, you can watch the module 11 in that I have explained in detail. Okay, about Selenium 3, how to use Firefox with Selenium 3. But Selenium 3 gives issues. Simple things like pop-up management and all, they don't work on Selenium 3. At times it fails to even click on simple links or something when you're automating. Right. So what I'm going to do is that in this training, I'll tell you about Selenium 3. Okay, I'll tell you what is it, and I will also tell you the disadvantages, and we will work with actually Selenium 2.53, which is the stable version. Right. Okay. Java. Okay, there's a question being asked. Java docs need to be downloaded in separate when changing. Java docs you have to refer from this website. From seleniumhq.org you can refer the Java docs. You can import them in Eclipse as well. I will tell you how to import them. Okay. Right. So, right. So out here, um, yeah, that's okay, Shalja. If you have configured 3, that is not a problem. Okay. It's very simple. 2.53 jars and all. I will give you after the class the path to the version 2.53 jars. Right. So I if I make a new Java project out here and call it day 3. Hold on this finish button. Okay, there's a question being asked. Hold on. Yeah, I will give you the path for Selenium 2.53 jars in the end of the training. Okay, right. So out here I can add the jar files for Selenium 2.53. I'm in day 3. I'm going to add the jar files for Selenium version 2.53. I'll give you the jar files after the class. Okay, so if I'll add the main jar file and the ones in the libs. Okay, right, right. So if you go to the official website of Selenium, okay, over here, out here, hold on Ashish, let me finish the class and I'll tell you what to do. Out here on the official website for Selenium, if you look at uh, this change log, yeah, this one. Okay, change log, right. So out here, this is the latest version 3.3. Okay, so this is actually, these have been the fixes in Selenium 3. They have included all the changes which have been done in Selenium. Okay, so Selenium beta version came up, 3.0 beta, and it had lot of drawbacks, lot of things. Gradually they have fixed lot of things in it, and still they are fixing stuff out here. Okay, right. If you look at the bottom, there was the version 2.53. This was the final release, okay, for Selenium, and after that 3.0 came up. Although there was not much difference. As a beginner, you will not find any difference between both of them. Okay, right? But 2.53 is very stable. And I will gradually tell you in the course that what happened in 3 and what were the issues being faced. Like if you have a concept of Firefox profiling and all, which I will talk about later on, those things are not working in version 3, right? Even Fluent Wait was not working, which they have actually fixed over here in 3.1. So gradually they are fixing a lot of things, right? So, all right. So out here, uh, just one, yeah, out here uh, we have this. If you go back, we have this Java doc. Okay, so you can also import this documentation inside Eclipse. As I was telling you, that you will have to refer Eclipse all the time, right? And you will have to switch between Eclipse and this Java doc window every time. Like this, you look over here, then you go to this Eclipse, and then you go to this page, then you move back to Eclipse. So it gives a lot of problems. You can also import this documentation inside Eclipse. Okay, this is my project day 3. In day 3, I have added all the jar files for Selenium. Okay, I will go to the main jar file, which is Selenium 2.53 jar. Expand. Right, out here, this is the Java doc location. Right, when you expand the Selenium 2.53 jar, you'll see the Java doc location. Double click on it and you can go to this link for the Java doc. Okay, copy the link and paste it over here and remove index.html from the end. So when you remove index.html, this documentation will be imported into Eclipse. Okay, click on OK and click on OK, and now when you create a new class in day 3, I'm creating a new class known as Selenium Basics. Okay, and in this I'm going to create object of the class known as Firefox driver. Okay, and if you move your mouse over Firefox driver, this will give you the definition of Firefox driver. This definition is coming up from the interface. Okay, from the interface WebDriver, this definition comes up from there. Okay, if I write Firefox driver dot, you will get lot of non-static functions under the Firefox driver class. Okay, you can click on any function, you'll get the description of that function. For example, there is a function known as get. Okay, this will actually take you to some URL. Okay, right. So out here, you will write like this: Firefox driver dot get to the URL http yahoo.com. Look, writing the protocol in Selenium is important. It's not like QTP. Right. In QTP, you can skip the protocol, but in Selenium, you cannot skip the protocol. It will give you an error. And if you run this program, right, so what this will do, this will launch Firefox. This will launch Firefox and it will take you to yahoo.com. Okay, pretty simple. Get is an internal function in Firefox driver which you can use. Right. And out here, out here, uh, we will use the documentation a lot because you have to get used to it. You write the function because every time you cannot remember everything. You have to click on the function, you have to read what it does, and probably you can test it out. Okay, so what we will be doing is that we will be looking at the other drivers as well. If you talk about, say, the drivers which we did yesterday, Chrome driver. Okay, Similarly, you can use Chrome driver and you can take Chrome driver to chromedriver.get.yahoo.com. So this command will open up Chrome and Chrome will be taken to the Yahoo website. Okay, right? So when you run this program, you will see that a Chrome browser will be opened and it will be taken to the Yahoo website. Okay, right? Now, when you have done this, okay, when you have equated this Chrome driver and you're taking the Chrome driver to Yahoo website, after this, the similar thing you can do with the Internet Explorer as well. Okay, you can write i.get to yahoo.com. So you can use, every driver has got its own non-static functions which you can use. Alright, so when I run this code, just uninstall Chrome Arunama and install it again. Actually, I did not set the property for Firefox because it's not required in 2.53. You see that it's going to Yahoo on I as well, right? Okay, so you can work with different drivers, but the question arises, do I have to work with different drivers separately? Okay, for example, if I have a new class known as browser underscore launch. Okay, suppose I have a variable over here, string browser equals to, say, I'll write Mozilla. Whatever is the browser mentioned over here, I have to do the testing on that browser. Later on, we can read this browser name from some external file, maybe some XML file or an XLS file or a properties file, right? Okay, so whatever script you write after this should execute on the browser you write over here. If I change the browser to Chrome, then the script should execute on Chrome. Okay, so a general logic says that I can use if statement, right? I can write over here that, just one minute, yeah, I can write if the browser is equal to Mozilla, then you will write Firefox driver. Okay, else if the browser is Chrome, then you can initiate the Chrome browser. You can write over here system.set property for the Chrome browser. Similarly, you can do it for I. If the browser is I, then you can use the I driver. Okay, okay. So out here, I hope you got my point, but is this practical? What do you say? Does this look practical? No. Yes, yes. Okay. Look, it's not practical because it is not practical because if I have to go to Firefox if I have to go on Firefox to Chrome to some website, then I'll have to write http yahoo.com. Then if I have to go on Chrome, then I'll have to write chrome driver.get. If I have to go on then I'll have to write iDriver. Now, I'm repeating this meeting, but I'll fix it. So out here, so will I, the problem which we'll get is that I'll have to, right, I'll have to write code for every driver separately. Okay. If I have to click on some link on yahoo.com in Firefox, will I write the code separately for that over here? For Chrome, will I write the code? For will I write the code? So this will create a problem. And the solution to this problem comes up from the concept of interface. What is an interface? Okay, I'll tell you. Right. Interface is basically something like when you go to a market and you want to say buy a book, right? You pick up a book and just by looking at the cover face or the index of the book, you can judge that what the book is all about, right? So the first page of the book, the index page, is like an interface to you which tells you that what the book is going to offer, right? Or you go to any website, right? You go to my website qtpselenium.com. This page which opens up is the interface of the website. It tells you that what this website is offering, but how will this website offer you, whether it will be good for you. Okay, those things it doesn't tell you, right? So what happens is, in Java we have got interfaces, right? For example, I'll create a new interface known as car, right? Now this car interface will have a function like start. It will have a function like say stop and say refuel. So this interface is something which has got functions, but it doesn't tell you what the function will do. They're just blank functions. They are not concrete ones. Okay, they don't have any method or function body, right? I hope you understood the point. Right. Now if I create a new class known as say Honda car. Now what we do in Java is that we implement the interface. We write like this: public class Honda car implements the car interface. Okay, right. So what will happen is that if you write like this, then this class will have to implement all the functions which are there inside the car interface. It becomes mandatory for it to implement all the functions. Even if I remove one of the functions, I will start getting the error. You can move the mouse over the error and select add unimplemented methods. It will add it. So if a class is implementing an interface, it becomes mandatory for the class to implement all the methods of the interface. Okay, right. So out here, it's an interface. Interface and class is different. When we define a class, we write public class. When you define an interface, we write public interface. Okay, right. So this is the Honda class, and in this start function, I can write Honda starting and Honda stopping and Honda refuel. Similarly, I can have another class known as, say, Maruti car. Okay, so what will happen is that you can write over here Maruti car implements the car interface. So you can add the unimplemented methods and you can write in this. At the rate override, this is known as an annotation. This means that this car is implementing the car interface, and this function is coming up from the car interface. So if you write over here system.out.println starting Maruti, okay, you can, the function name will remain the same. The the implementation will be different in every implementing class. Okay, so right, so what we have basically out here, we have got the interface and two classes. They are implementing the interface. Whatever methods are there in the interface are there in the two classes. Okay, I could have made simply two classes instead of making an interface. Then what is the use of an interface? Basically what I'm trying to say is that I could have never used the interface. Sorry, I could have never used the interface. I could have simply made these two classes. Okay, the use of the interface out here is that it gives a structure to the complete system. Okay, tomorrow if a new car has to come up, it will implement the interface and it will have the same set of functions. Just by looking at the car interface, you can say that fine, these will be the functions. Stop, refuel, and the start function will be there in all the car classes. So it gives a kind of structure to the whole application. Right. Similarly, in right, hold on, Shalja, I'm coming over to it. Okay, it's somewhere in under inheritance. Right. So what happens is that um, in Selenium, if you go to any driver class, for example, in if I move my mouse over iDriver, and you will get this link. If you click on this link, the documentation will open in Eclipse itself. Okay, you can override. Shelly means over here, override means that this function is coming up from the car interface. It's an annotation, you can remove it as well. It's not mandatory. Okay, you can put it back. Right. So in Selenium, as I told you, right, if I write driver dot and you get functions, you get links under the function, you click on any link, the documentation of Selenium will open in Eclipse. Right. You can switch to the frames view over here. Out here you'll get the frames view. You can open the documentation inside Eclipse. Yes, you can make the object puja for the move car classes. You can make. I'm coming over to it in some time. Right. So out here in this documentation, whatever is written in italics is an interface. Okay. Right. If you scroll down, you will see that mouse written over here is an interface. This interface will perform basic mouse operations, and there are two implementing classes, event firing mouse and remote mouse. So you'll get the complete description. Similarly, if you scroll down, you will see that WebDriver, if you click on WebDriver is an interface. There is an interface known as WebDriver inside the documentation. Okay, this is the very basic interface. This is the starting point, and all the driver classes, right? So as I was saying that these all driver classes, they implement the WebDriver interface. So you don't have to study every driver class separately. All the driver classes will have the functions which are coming up from the WebDriver interface. Functions like these: close, find element, get, get the title of the page. Okay, so there are a lot of functions. We'll talk about them. Okay, basically what I want to say is that if you look at Firefox driver, the functions in Firefox driver will be same as the functions inside Chrome driver and inside iDriver, because all of them implement the same interface. Okay, right? Fine. Now, does this solve our problem? We know that all the driver classes will have the same functions because they implement the same interface. But will it solve the problem that if I write driver dot, right, you get the same functions, but will I have to write the code separately for every driver? That problem is still not resolved. This problem again will be resolved with interface. So the use of interface, the first use is that it will make the functions same in all the implementing classes. Okay, the second use I'm coming over to right now. I'll make a new class. I'll go back to the Java and I'll make a new class known as test car. Now we had the car interface and we had two classes implementing the interface, Honda car and Maruti car. Now first of all, you cannot create object of an interface. This is not allowed in Java because interface is not complete. Car is an interface. It is not complete. It's got various functions out here which are not concrete functions. Okay, firstly. Secondly, I can create the object of the implementing classes. I can write Honda car C equals to new Honda car. Okay, and I can write, say, Honda car, or I'll name it as C1. C1 dot. I can call the functions start, stop, refuel. Okay, similarly I can create the object of Maruti car, C2 dot start, C2 dot stop, C2 dot refuel. When I run this, it will present me the desired output: starting Maruti, stopping Maruti, Honda, starting, stopping, refuel. This is fine. Okay, I'm coming over to that, Anju, just a moment. Now suppose Maruti cars or Honda car says that it offers a function or it offers a facility which is not offered by the other classes or the other cars. For example, it will offer a function like public void GPS. Okay. Now this is not offered by the other cars. So inside the object over here with C1, you can also call GPS, but GPS function will not be available with Maruti car over here. You cannot write C2.GPS, it will be illegal. Okay, when you run this code, it will present this output, Honda GPS, right? So far so good, right? We are okay, fine. Now comes the tricky part. Listen to me carefully. Okay, listen to me carefully. Till now, what we had done was I had created the object like this. The class, reference of the class equals to new object. Now I am going to create the object like this. Car C equals to new Honda car. I have taken the reference of the interface equated to the class implementing the interface. Okay, the references of the interface equated to the class implementing the interface. So if I write over here C dot start, I can do that. I can write C dot stop. I can write C dot refuel. You'll come to know how is it different from the above one. But if I write C dot refuel, sorry, GPS, I'll get an error. If you create the object with the interface reference, then you cannot call the functions which are proprietary to the class. You can only call the functions which are coming from the interface. This way, you can only call functions which are coming from interface. But what is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is that on my, I'll just put a demarcating line over here. Now C is pointing to new Honda car. I can also point C to Maruti car. Any class which is implementing the interface, I can make C point towards it. Or on the next line also I can make C point towards it. I can write new Maruti car. So out here C was pointing towards Honda car. Out here I moved C to Maruti car because both the classes are implementing the interface. C can point towards any class which is implementing the interface. If I try to write these three again, first three will call the functions from Honda car, next three will call the functions from Maruti car. If I run this, you see that? Okay. So it's my choice where I want to point C to. Okay. Okay, the question is asked, how do we know what functions? If you write C dot, you will see the functions. Those functions which can be applied to C. Okay, I can put a demarcating line. Right, I can write over here. Suppose I write over here car, say x equals to null. That means this x is not pointing anywhere. Null means nothing. This is a reference which is not pointing to Maruti. This is not pointing to Honda. Based on my decision, I can make x point towards new Honda car. Or based on my decision, I can make x point towards Maruti car as well. Okay, right. You can do that. GPS function can only be called by creating the object of the concrete class. You cannot call it by just creating the object like this by using interface. If you are using the reference of the interface, you can only call the implementing functions. If I write x dot start over here and x dot start over here, if I run this, right, you will see that for this it will print Honda starting, for this it will print starting Maruti. Because out here it was pointing to Honda then to Maruti. I hope you got my point. Right. So the same thing we use in Selenium. I told you that WebDriver is an interface and all of these classes are implementing the interface. Okay. So I can write like this: WebDriver, say the driver equals to new Firefox driver, or equal to new Chrome driver as well, or equal to new Internet Explorer driver as well, because all the drivers are implementing the WebDriver interface. Okay, right. So if you write out here, suppose WebDriver driver equals to null, then you can make driver point towards Firefox driver, or you can also make driver point towards Chrome driver. Okay, or you can make driver point towards Internet Explorer driver. It is your choice, because you are using the reference of the interface which is being implemented by the classes. Okay, and all these classes, Honda car, Maruti car, they are doing the same thing. Like I am writing over here, car C equals to Honda car, then equals to Maruti car. So it's on to me that where I want to point this interface. This driver becomes like a handle. You can point it towards any class which is implementing the interface. So coming back to our problem, whereas this was the problem. What I'll do is that I'll declare driver equals to null in the beginning. Okay, based on my decision, I can make driver point towards Firefox driver, or Chrome driver, or iDriver. Sorry, you don't need to write the code inside this if statement now. Once your driver is initialized, look, if I'm writing Chrome over here and if I run the program, now Chrome will launch. Okay, right, you see that Chrome has launched. If I write over here Mozilla, then Mozilla will launch up. Okay, the driver will be equated to Mozilla. Fine. Okay, now the functions will remain same in every driver class. So over here you can call the driver functions. Once your browser is initialized, you can write driver dot get to the respective website, say http yahoo.com. Then if you have to get the title of the page, you can write driver dot get title. So when you run this program, your browser will be launched, it will be taken to that website, and the title will be printed. Okay, so guys, please keep yourself on mute. You can unmute yourself, ask a question, and then mute again. Right. So I hope you understood the concept. You can have a look at the recording after the class. Okay. So the functions will be common because all the drivers they have the same set of functions. They implement the same interface. Okay. So just have a look at the recording after the class. Fine. Yes, object references can be created for an interface. For an interface, you cannot create an object. You will get an error while creating the object. But you can create the object reference. Okay, right? I will be keeping the recordings under your login ID. When you log in into your account, okay, on the right side you will see a link. Click here for online batch recordings. Okay, click over there and enter this batch ID. This is your batch ID. I have given the batch ID.